tea for today. It's very cold in my apartment. So basically, I have a big ass script of things that I want to say. Double-sided. Teeny tiny little font. So we're going to go through that. So, previously, about a year ago, I actually made a video about Eugenia Cooney where I talked about how I thought that the best course of action was to just ignore her. And I don't think that while I do still agree with this statement, I want to add to it. So I don't know, again, if we should necessarily deplatform her, because I do feel like that would be hypocritical. You know, letting people like Amberlynn Reed and other mukbangers would probably need to be deplatformed too. But I do believe that she needs to be age restricted. The reason that I believe this is full recovery from eating disorders is extremely hard. And I'm aware of how hypocritical this sounds, especially when I'm talking about Eugenia Cooney. It's so hard that lots of psychologists actually believe that the best way for us to get rid of eating disorders is to stop them before they happen. So, and this is especially, prevalent with minors, because if you form an eating disorder while your brain is still developing, it's very hard to get rid of the eating disorder habits even into adulthood. Eugenia Cooney has a large amount of young followers, and I know this and feel qualified to speak on this because I was one of them. I actually used to watch her back in 2015. Me and all my little emo friends watched her back in 2015, and I still struggle with disordered eating behaviors to this day. I used to be a lot more sympathetic with her. I get it. I get how hard eating disorders are. But between her admitting that the Shane Dawson documentary that she made roughly 5 years ago was completely fabricated and was pretty much just a cash grab, I find it hard to still be sympathetic towards her. Completely unrelated, but I also have lost all respect for Katie Morton. I believe that, especially recently, she has shown her true colors, with Jeffree Star. Also with supporting Trump, believing that Trump should be president because he's going to save TikTok, despite the fact that he was the one who originally wanted to ban it. When I was, emo in middle school, a lot of people did genuinely watch her for her makeup tutorials and for her fashion videos, but she doesn't really make fashion videos. When she does, she's just body checking the whole time. And her makeup videos, she's not good at makeup anymore. Her makeup skills have declined so rapidly in the last couple of years. So she basically just goes on TikTok Live and begs for gifts, which are actually just money, which is crazy to me because she gets paid for being, she gets paid for having viewers. But she still feels the need to beg them to send her gifts, which always have really cute names. But they're just sending her money in the form of stickers and shit. I'm also fairly certain that she's making fetish content. I do not know this for certain. I just have a hunch. I understand that Deb, her mother, constantly infantilizes her. She cannot drive a car. She doesn't seem to leave her house without somebody accompanying her. But I do think that this also goes deeper. Nobody wants to think about it, but anorexia fetishes do exist. If you're curious, I would recommend Of Herbs and Altars has done a couple of videos about them, and it's pretty interesting. I think that between the constant body checking and the flashing of her, younger viewers, she definitely needs to be age restricted. And I don't know if this is on purpose or if it's just because her cognitive abilities have declined so rapidly because she barely eats, but she behaves like a child. Her speech pattern is very childish. She says the exact same things over and over again. She also puts on a fake high-pitched voice that she never seemed to have in her previous videos. She also seems to wear pigtails a lot now. She never used to do that before. I have seen some people commenting that this is because she's losing hair. I don't know. It just kind of rubs me the wrong way. And I'm not saying that wearing pigtails automatically, makes you somebody who makes fetish content. I just think that all of these things are kind of lining up and it doesn't look good. And I'm not saying that all like Disney adults are like this, but her fixation on it is fascinating. She specifically said previously that she didn't want to talk about politics and only wanted to talk about going to Disneyland. But then she was willing to chant, "Make America Great Again," because Trump saved TikTok. Overall, I just think that she is a terrible influence on her primarily younger audience. I don't see anything good coming out of her channel. I think that the final nail in the coffin for me was I saw that clip where she's like moving tubs around her room and you can hear like people are giving her money. I think that she's very obviously using her eating disorder for money because of the shock value. That's literally what she gets paid to do all day. She gets paid to sit there and be a spectacle. And there are other creators that do the same thing, but I do believe it's slightly different because she is so obviously promoting anorexia, and I just I think she needs to be age restricted. I don't see any other solution. I think that kids being exposed to this content it is detrimental to them. I'm like living proof of that. People, whether she wants to admit it or not, people use her as thinspo. Even today, she's still used as that. And I think that I don't think that you should be able to just open up TikTok and her be the first thing that you see, especially if you're 8. I don't know. I used to have a lot of sympathy towards her because although she was struggling, she was nice. But I've realized now with her being buddy-buddy with Jeffree Star, she's just not nice. She's kind of really two-faced. So I have no reason to defend her anymore. That's probably going to be about it. If you have any thoughts, let me know. I hope you have a nice day, and goodbye.